Welcome back, everybody, to For the Sake of the Parlay. Today is May 31st, 2026, and what we're going to do today is review yesterday's parlay of the day with our alternate line suggestions and give you today's parlay of the day with our alternate line suggestions. All right, so let's get right into it. But before we get into today's video, let me tell you why you should subscribe right now. All right, we are PPCs here, and PPCs are professional parlay creators. Parlays is what y'all want, and parlays is exactly what you're going to get here on this channel. We are YouTube's #1 parlay channel. We specialize in 8-leg parlays, and we do this full time. We are giving you parlays consisting of all types of bets, including player props, totals, and spreads across all major sports, including the WNBA. Next, this is a collaborative channel consisting of 2 people. We are lucky to have 2 PPCs on this channel, and the architect and the voice. Obviously, I'm the voice, but the architect is really the one doing a lot of the planning, designing, and managing throughout the parlay making process. Without the architect, there would be no channel or none of these parlays. Lastly, and most importantly, we are giving you free daily content with picks and receipts. This is our 55th day in a row of posting parlays with reviews. We are showing you our actual betting slips and the results. We're going to keep posting and showing you the results because we don't get tired like Kevin Gates, and we ain't never scared like Bone Crusher. We ain't new to this, we true to this, y'all. And y'all know y'all doing the same damn thing as us every day, so just do me a favor and smash that like and subscribe button and do it for the sake of the parlay. And here's a special message to our subscribers. Thank you for rocking with us for 55 days in a row. We have 41 subscribers, but they are 41 good and loyal subscribers, all right? And we really appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to get our first win very soon, and we are improving every day. And we are YouTube's #1 parlay channel, so we appreciate y'all rocking with us. And the message to the trolls is thank you too. We welcome the trolls here at For the Sake of the Parlay. Y'all keep watching, and we really appreciate you. And we welcome trolling comments in the comment section too. So we're going to start off with our review from yesterday's parlay of the day from May 30th, 2026. And these reviews are important because as PPCs and daily gambling grinders, we want these reviews to be very helpful the next time you make a bet on a particular player or team. Our hope is that you can go back to one of our videos because we're going to give you insight that you won't see on other channels or mainstream media. Also, other channels just give you picks with no reviews. We are different. We're going to do both because it's important for you to see the good and the bad of making these parlays. Yesterday, we wound up going 4 out of 8 picks, and this included 1 push. And yeah, this was another bad losing parlay, but we're still going to have a very good review. And just remember, you can tell our parlay for the day, or you can choose our individual picks, because even though we are on a main losing streak, we have been giving a lot of right picks within these parlays. We are specializing in parlays, not individual picks on this channel. Also, just remember, we are still grinding and improving to making our parlays better as we are still in our search for our first channel win. All right, here are the results from yesterday. First, we were wrong about the under 9 total runs in this Milwaukee Brewers and Houston Nationals game. Then we are right about the under 4.5 total runs in the first 5 innings in this Arizona Diamondbacks at Seattle Mariners game. Then we were right about the Cubs winning on the money line against the St. Louis Cardinals. However, we were wrong about the Yankees winning on the money line against the Sacramento Athletics. And then we are right because we got to push this under 11 runs at the San Francisco Giants at Colorado Rockies game, and then in a 3-pick same game parlay. We were right about Dylan Harper recording over 4 rebounds, wrong about the Thunder winning in that game 7 against the Spurs, and then we were wrong about Chet Holmgren recording 8 or more rebounds. So the first bet we were wrong about in our parlay today was the under 9 runs in this Milwaukee Brewers and Houston Astros game. And something I want to add is, like, we try to make these parlays so you can enjoy them and watch them cook. And this was the first game in our parlay, and it got cooked and done very early, so the rest of our parlay was dead. So this wasn't a really enjoyable one. But anyway, the Astros wound up beating the Milwaukee Brewers 9-2, so that went well over our under 9 runs. But as you can see here, Paul Lambert of the Astros, he pitched a very good game. He pitched 5 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts with 3 walks, and he only gave up a run in the first and the 5th inning, and those are only 2 runs that the Brewers scored in the whole game. However, Sproat of the Brewers had an absolutely terrible game. He pitched 4.1 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, all right? So he gave up 3 in the second and then 2 in the 5th. And also, the Brewers had a very, very bad pitching outing. Every pitcher, all 3 of them, gave up some earned runs. Sprout gave up 5, Rodriguez 3, and then Woodford 1. However, the Astros pitching staff did excellent. Lambert, he was the only one that gave up earned runs, and then the last 2 pitchers, Blue Ball and Van Way, they came in and closed the game out for the win. However, what was really bad is Woodford of the Brewers, he gave up this home run to Walker at the bottom of the 8th inning, and that's the run that caused our bet to lose, okay? So we got very unlucky. He gave up a home run, and that was 3 runs. And this game was 6-2, so it was 8 runs going into that 8th inning. However, his bullpen pitcher burned us, and that caused our bet to go red. Next, you're right about this under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings in this Arizona Diamondbacks at Seattle Mariners game. Now, the Mariners wound up winning 5-1 in the game. However, what's important is this game went under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings. And as you can see here, I got these stats as the game was going. I got this in the 6th inning, but as of the 6th inning, Nelson, he pitched 5.1 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, and 4 earned runs with 3 strikeouts. And he gave up 4 homers, and that's the big deal here. However, Brian Wu was pitching lights out. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 9 strikeouts. All right, so he was really balling out, and he helped the Mariners win. However, what's really interesting, and while we were lucky to have this bet hit, is that Nelson gave up 4 solo home runs, okay? So we were just very lucky. Nobody was on base. He actually had a very bad outing, and if somebody was on base, our bet wouldn't have hit. So that's very good information. Yeah, we actually got very lucky with this, but hey, it went green for us regardless. The next bet we were right about were the Cubs winning on the money line against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs wound up winning 6-1. And as you can see here, as we predicted yesterday on the channel in our breakdown, that Ben Brown would do well, and he did do well. He pitched 7 innings, only gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk, all right? And the only run that the Cardinals scored was in the bottom of the 4th inning, all right? And as you can see here, my man Pete Crow Armstrong, and they call him PCA, he really balled out, okay? He accounted for 33% of the team's total offense. He got 4 out of 12 hits, and he also scored 2 out of the 6 runs and 2 out of the 5 team RBIs, all right? And obviously, Ben Brown, he pitched an excellent game. And then Webb and Palencia, they came in and they didn't give up any earned runs, and that's exactly what you want your bullpen to do. And yeah, you can see here, he only gave up a single in the 4th inning, and then the Cubs really balled out and scored in the 5th, 6th, and 9th innings and caused our bet to win. And this was a good prediction. And as it was said, Ben Brown, he's not the real sexy name, that not like Jacob deGrom and Paul Skeens and Ms. Urowski, but hey, he pitched very well and he caused the team to win, and he won for us in our parlay. Next, we were wrong about the Yankees winning on money line against the Sacramento A's. Yankees wound up losing 4-6 to the A's. And yeah, this was a pretty tightly close game all throughout the game. You see here, Jen got the win. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 0 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. And Weathers, he got the loss. He pitched 6.2 innings, gave up 6 hits, but 5 earned runs, but 10 strikeouts. Okay, so this was a very volatile game. He's like the kill fighter. He gave up 5 earned runs, but he got 10 strikeouts. So that's a very polarizing win. And the Yankees, they only featured 2 other pitchers besides Weathers and Bird. He gave up 1 run in the 8th inning. But what I want to really talk about was, as I was doing a review for this game, I want to talk about live betting opportunities. As you can see here, this was the top of the 9th inning, 2 outs left, but the 3 men were on base, okay? And this would have been a great opportunity to take a chance on the Yankees to win on the money line and or the over. This is great situational baseball, and the Yankees wound up scoring 3 runs. So that over bet for the game would have won, but the Yankees could have potentially won or won on the plus 1.5 run line if you took that bet. However, they just wound up scoring 3 runs, and they still lost 6-4. And as you can see here, yeah, they scored 3 runs in the top of that 4th inning. So they were almost about to come back. However, they didn't, and they went red for us in our parlay. Next bet we pushed, which was a win on this under 11 total runs in the San Francisco Giants at Colorado Rockies game. And it's never easy at Coors Field. This was close, but no cigar. And as you can see here, Feltner and Hauser, they pitched a good game by Feltner. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 0 earned runs with 2 strikeouts. That's really good for 6 innings. And then Hauser, he pitched 3.2 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. But what's really bad is the Rockies gave up a garbage run at the top of the 9th inning. That's like scoring that dunk that happened in this OKC game, where we're going to talk about at the last minute of the game. They just gave up a BS run. But as you can see here, it says Jake McCarthy hit a 2-run homer and drives in 4 runs, and the Rockies 8-3 win over the Giants. So here's the good and the bad and the ugly from the Giants pitching. The good was Brubacher. He came in, he pitched 1 inning. He didn't give up any runs, any hits, and he had 2 strikeouts. That's good. The bad was Holmes. He pitched 1.1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. And the ugly was Hauser, the starting pitcher. He gave up 4 earned runs. And boo, Rocky, he gave up 3 earned runs. So that was very ugly. And that's the reason why we lost this bet, was they were bet really bad. However, Feltner and Bernardino, they pitched very well. But Castano, he pitched terribly. And he gave up 3 earned runs. And he's the one that gave up that earned run in top of the 9th inning to cause our bet to go as a push, and we'll still take it as a win. As we mentioned before, McCarthy, who was the subject of the article, he had a really good game. He went 3 of 4 and had 4 RBIs. So yeah, you see, he was all over the stat sheet here as the Colorado Rockies dominated for 7 innings, and then their bullpen gave up 3 runs in 2 innings, and that caused our bet to push. Lastly, in the 3-pick same game parlay, we were right about Dylan Harper recording 4 more rebounds, but we were wrong about the OKC Thunder winning in this game 7, and we were definitely wrong about Chet Holmgren recording 8+ rebounds. Now, this is a pretty easy one. The Spurs beat the Thunder 111-103, and now the Spurs advance to the NBA Finals to play the Knicks, okay? But Dylan Harper most definitely came through. He got 7 rebounds, okay? And he had 12 points in 27 minutes, went 2 for 3 from 3, and had 3 assists. And he had a really good game, all right? And he definitely helped his team win. He was a very important player coming off the bench. But what's really interesting is I was watching this game, and Dylan Harper actually got his 4th rebound over sorry-ass Chet Holmgren, okay? Chet most definitely did not come through for us. Chet played 33 minutes, had 4 rebounds, and 4 points. So 4 rebound, 4-point Chet. But he did have 2 steals with 2 blocks. But damn, man, you 7'3", and only have 4 rebounds, and you got out hustled by Dylan Harper, who's probably like 6 or 7 inches shorter than him on 1 rebound. This was a terrible game for Chet and terrible game for the OKC Thunder as they lost, and they are going home and the Spurs advance. So let's see how our alternate lines did from yesterday, May 30th, 2026. So yesterday we wound up going 2 out of 3, as you can see here. Right about the Cubs went on plus 1.5 run line. Then we were wrong about Chet recording over 6.5 rebounds. However, we were right about the over 8.5 runs in the Giants and Colorado Rockies game. And yeah, it's pretty simple here. We took the Cubs to win on the plus 1.5 run line, and they wound up winning outright. Okay, so our parlay of the day bet hit as them went on money line, and obviously giving them this plus 1.5 run line was a good bet as they won 6-1. However, we are very wrong about Chet Holmgren recording over 6.5 rebounds. He got dominated. He only had 4 rebounds for the game and a very terrible performance. So our alternate line suggestion did not hit. Neither did our bet in the parlay today. Then lastly, we were right about this over 8.5 runs scored in the San Francisco Giants at Colorado Rockies game. It's never easy at Coors Field making these bets, but however, our scenario we talked about was right. We won in our alternate line suggestion, and we also won/push in our parlay of the day. This went over 8.5 runs, and 11 runs are scored total as the Rockies won 8-3. But yes, this garbage run that was scored in the top of the 9th inning as the Colorado Rockies gave up a garbage single for the Giants to score. But regardless, this over 8.5 hit in our alternate line suggestion bet, and this was a good bet by us. And just remember, these alternate line suggestion bets can really make your parlay. That's why this is literally one of the best parts of this channel. You see what we do and just try to get a better number, and that can mean the difference in your parlay winning or not. All right, here's what you've been waiting for. Here's today's parlay of the day for May 31st, 2026. And just remember, we are still giving you that octopus. The octopus is that 8-leg parlay. That octopus is that raw parlay ticket, okay? And we are going to cook that octopus and turn it into some calamari, okay? And we are going to eat that calamari and have our first channel win, all right? But here is the parlay of the day. All right, and here it is. You can see that we're going to turn about $13 into $1,500. That sounds good to me. Shout out to the architect for another well put together parlay. But first of all, we're going to take the over 7.5 total runs in this Detroit Tigers at Chicago White Sox game. Then we're going to take the Boston Red Sox on the +1 alternate line against the Cleveland Guardians. Then we're going to take the under 11 again total runs in this San Francisco Giants at Colorado Rockies game. Then we're going to take our man Mike Trout to get 1 hit against the Tampa Bay Rays. Then we're going to take the New York Yankees on the -1.5 run line against the Sacramento Athletics. Then we're going to take the under 9 runs in the Philadelphia Phillies at Los Angeles Dodgers game. Then we're going to take Misiorowski to record under 8.5 strikeouts. And then lastly, we're going to take Matthew Liberatore to record over 4.5 strikeouts against the Chicago Cubs. All right, first we like this over 7.5 runs in this Detroit Tigers at Chicago White Sox game. We like this because the White Sox have been averaging about 4.93 runs a game at home. All right, so that's about 5 runs alone just off of the White Sox, and both teams' bullpens have been struggling lately. All right, they both have high team ERAs for both squads. So once these starting pitchers do leave, they will be giving up runs and home runs, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. Our bet was very close to hitting. They gave up runs late. And the next guaranteed rate field, which is where the White Sox play and this game is being played, is a hitter-friendly park, okay? So I think yesterday's results were not very good because, I felt like on average this game will be a high-scoring game if it's played at the White Sox Stadium, which it is. And then lastly, both teams have good hitters. The Tigers have McGonigal and Torkelson, and the White Sox have Vargas and Benintendi. They're very both good hitters, and they'll be able to get some hits and drive in a lot of runs, and we definitely expect this to go over 7.5 runs, as this is a low total for an MLB game. Next, we like the Boston Red Sox to win on the alternate +1 run line against the Cleveland Guardians, and we like this because this total is set at 7 runs. All right, so Vegas is expecting this to be a low-scoring game, as the over 7 runs is plus money. So hey, already given the Boston Red Sox a 1-game start and a low-scoring game is a great bet. Also, Suarez is better than Bimby. All right, he's off to a better start. His ERA is about 3 and Bibby's is 4.5, so he has good starting metrics, so that's very good. They have the starting pitching advantage. And then also Cleveland's offense has been in a slump. They've only scored 3 or fewer runs in 8 of their last 9 games, so they're not scoring a lot of runs. But we definitely expect the Boston Red Sox to at least keep it close and or win to go green in our parlay. Next, we like this under 11 runs for the San Francisco Giants at Colorado Rockies game. We like this because Robbie Ray of the Giants is actually very good, okay? He's actually one of my guys personally. I like him a lot. He has the potential to strike out a lot of batters. However, he has given up some home runs occasionally. But when he is on, okay? And then also Gordon of Colorado, he's pretty decent, all right? Now, his ERA is hovering around 5, but that's because he mainly pitches at Coors Field, as that's his home field. And last game against the Dodgers, he had a decent game. However, that was the Dodgers, all right? And they're one of the best teams in the MLB, so his numbers are a little skewed. Also, 11 runs is pretty high, but it's only high because it's being played at Coors Field. All right, so if they were probably playing in San Francisco, this game would probably be around 8 or 9 runs, and that's probably where it should be. And then lastly, the wind is blowing in at Coors Field today, so these fly balls that are going to get hit, they're going to fall short of the fence, and they will not be home runs, and they'll turn into catches, and that's why this under 11 runs is a good bet. It's never easy at Coors Field, but we definitely like this one to go under 11 runs and go green in our parlay. Next, we like Mike Trout to score at least 1 hit against the Tampa Bay Rays. And we like this because, hey, he's Mike Trout. He's very good. He's a future Hall of Famer. And he's hit in 6 of his last 10 games. All right. And 3 of those games where he got a hit, it was a multi-hit game. So we got at least 2 or more. And the next, he ranks top in the MLB in exit velocity. All right. So when he's hitting these pitches, he's hitting them very hard and very far. All right. And he's going to be able to do this probably against McClanahan, who's a left-handed pitcher who pitches straight heat. All right. So if Mike Trout connects, it's more than likely going to be a home run. And then lastly, the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen has been struggling. So even if he can't get a hit off McClanahan, somebody's going to come in and give up a hit to Mike Trout. And it's probably going to be a home run, like I said. So I'm definitely expecting him to do well. And he will at least get 1 hit and come through for us in our parlay. Next, we like the Yankees to win on the -1.5 run line against the Sacramento Athletics. And we like this because Warren is a way better pitcher than Lopez, all right? Warren's going to be striking out a lot of Athletics batters, and Lopez, he's going to be giving up a lot of hits and a lot of runs to this Yankees lineup. And this Yankees lineup should dominate. They have Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt, Rice, Bellinger, Chisholm. They are going to eat against Lopez, who is a left-handed pitcher. And this is a great hitting environment in Sutter Park in Sacramento. And then lastly, the Athletics have been struggling at home, and this is just a bad matchup for them. The Athletics really can't hang with the Yankees at all, and we're definitely expecting the Yankees to blow out the Athletics today and go green in our parlay. And then next, we like this Phillies and Dodgers game to go under 9 runs. And we like this because Remoto of the Dodgers, he's off to a very good start. His ERA is about 3. And yeah, he's been pitching very well, and he's been very reliable for the Dodgers. And Painter for the Phillies, he has a high ERA, about 5, but he's been pitching well lately, and he's improving. And yeah, we expect him to do well against his Dodgers lineup. Also, after both starting pitchers leave, both teams have really good bullpens. so they will not be giving up runs late, and that's very important when you're taking under. And then lastly, Dodger Stadium is a very pitcher-friendly environment, and the first 2 games in the series have gone under in their totals. Doesn't mean necessarily that means that this one will go under, because the first 2 were under, but this is definitely a good bet, and we expect this to go green and be another low-scoring game. Next, we like Miamimarlins to record under 8.5 strikeouts, and we like this because this is something we haven't talked about yet, but the umpires in baseball do matter. They are expecting a hitter-friendly umpire to be behind the plate today, and what that does is that tightens up the strike zone, all right? So that makes it harder for the pitcher to get strikeouts, and he's going to have to pitch more pitches that the hitters can actually hit. And speaking of hitting, Houston has been hitting well lately, and they have about the same record as Milwaukee, so they have Alvarez. He's a home run hitter, and he does very well. And then lastly, 9 strikeouts is very high, all right? And it's very hard to do. You need a combination of pitching well, the hitter swinging and missing, or the umpire calling a lot of strikes. So this is not a good environment, even though Miamimarlins is very good. We just don't expect him to get over 9 strikeouts. He will get some strikeouts, but it'll definitely be under 9 and go green in our parlay. And lastly, we like Liberatore record over 4.5 strikeouts against the Cubs today because he's been pitching very well lately. In his last 2 games, he had a 9 strikeout game and a 10 strikeout game, so he's more than capable of getting over 4.5 strikeouts. And then next, he's had 53 strikeouts in 11 games, so that's about 5 strikeouts a game right there. This is about his average, so he should cover it. And then next, as a veteran starting pitcher, he's expected to pitch at least 5+ innings, all right? And that just means he's going to have plenty of opportunity to strike out the batters as he's going to pitch in this game, and they're expecting Cardinals to win, and we definitely expect him to go green for some recording at least 5 strikeouts in this game against the Cubs. All right, and here are the alternate line suggestions for today, May 31st, 2026. And just remember, these are the best that can really make your parlay. First of all, we're going to recommend taking the over 6.5 total runs in the Detroit Tigers at Chicago White Sox game. We are taking the over 7.5 runs in the game in our parlay of the day. However, giving yourself a 1-run cushion can mean the difference of you winning and losing your parlay. So the over 6.5 runs is a good bet. Next, we're taking the Yankees on the minus 1.5 run line in our parlay today. However, we are recommending as an alternate line taking the Yankees on the money line. Obviously, that's a better bet. And this recommended bet, all they have to do is win. But however, in our parlay of the day, they have to win by at least 2 runs. That's why this money line bet is a better bet. And lastly, we are recommending taking the under 10.5 runs in this Philadelphia Phillies and Los Angeles Dodgers game. We are taking the under 9 runs in our parlay of the day. However, giving yourself an extra 1.5 and under is a very good bet, as we are expecting this game to be a low scoring game. And just remember, with our alternate line suggestions for today, a better number equals more cushion. For example, in this Philadelphia Phillies at Los Angeles Dodgers game, the under 10.5 runs is a better bet than the under 9 runs. And with that better number, it always means less odds. For example, the under 9 runs in that same game is minus 117. However, the under 10.5 runs, which is a better bet, is minus 205. All right, there you have it, everybody. That's the parlay of the day today. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your bets, especially if you're tailing our bets. And just remember, winners never quit. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and one good parlay can make your day. All right, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video, another parlay of the day.